I that way. So I'm going to rebuild. I am going to put accept auto relocation off. I'm going to turn salary cap off because that's a little bit harder. I'm gonna allow computer trades, just leave waivers on. I changed the skill settings, I have my own. Alright, let's start this shit. Sorry, too silent. Alright, so my first move is probably to be put these guys on some of the bigger name guys on waivers. Or on the trade block. And probably relocate to where I don't know yet. I probably will think of a few places, but probably somewhere close to Detroit, outside of Detroit, who knows. Maybe I'll go create the Hartford Whalers again. They were one of my favorite teams as a kid. Maybe the Quebec Nordiques. They were one of my favorites. Upgrade color scheme. I understand that the Red Wings have a huge fan base, but with the relocation and a few other things, the offers would be higher. I mean, the offers Atlanta. That's kind of far away from my franchise. It's minor league club. I gotta figure that in. Baltimore high. I do want to move them to the East Coast. Cincinnati is a temporary. Cleveland is a possibility. Halifax, no, unless the Halifax Highlanders. Hamilton, no. Hartford, like I said, recreating the Whalers might be an option. Houston, no, that is a little too far away from my franchises. Minor league club, Indianapolis is a possibility. Kansas City is a possibility. Vegas, no. They're a bit away. Markham is far away. Miami's too far away. Milwaukee is a possibility, but if I was going to do that, I'd use Nashville because their minor league club is in Milwaukee. So that would create a conflict of interest of fans there. That's why the interest of franchise is only medium. New Orleans, that's a bit of ways away. Oklahoma, that's a bit of a ways away. Portland's definitely out of the question. They don't want me at all. Quebec, that's a bit of a ways away. I don't want to do that, take that risk. I don't want to sound like a dick and say vagina, so Regina, Reina. Sacramento, definitely out. Salt Lake City, out. They don't want me anyways. San Diego's not open to my franchise. Saskatoon, nah, because I'll just flash back a little bit and joke around. Seattle, no, they don't want me, so like I said, it can probably be probably Hartford. Go Hartford here for a second. I want at least 25 years in my lease. I will give them 7% of revenue. Merchandise sales, I will give them 8% of the revenue and 11% of the parking revenue if they increase. the stadium fund portion part of it, I will increase their revenue intake. Hopefully, like I thought of here, they did get that done, so I can complete this deal fairly quickly. The Hartford Aces, definitely no. We'll go first here and nameplay. W. Away. Now, team name will be the winner. The nickname. Now, that is a tricky concept there because you gotta think of a nickname for the Whalers, and, you know, I kind of just want to stick with the simple, keep the name, the nickname is the name. Alright, so what used to be the Honda Civics, Hartford Civic Center, is now called the XL Center. So I'm going to call this place the XL Center. Skip it auto cap lock. Alright, name's done. Now, logo and branding. First off, I'm going to change the color scheme here. The first thing I'm changing is the main color, which for Hartford is green. The second primary color will be definitely blue. What shade of blue is unknown. And then the third color will be white. Thank you to all who watch or are watching live. If you want to comment or share, please do so. First off, when I go to changing the logos, I cheat a little bit and automatically switch the color of the logo, so as soon as I choose it, it pops up. I am going to go with the original Whalers logo, except for one thing's got to change. That's pretty good. I do like that. far as as far as the second logo, I'm gonna look into custom logos here. And the shark is, first off, I forgot to do that already. That's kind of cool, but it is a shark, not a whale. They really, unless I kind of wanted to be like, I mean, that could be their shoulder logo due to the fact that the old WHO, if I think it was correct, it was the WHO. Or it was the WHA, Western Hockey Alliance, that was their logo back in the day. So I could go Western Hockey Alliance on the shoulders, and then the third logo will be AH or AW, probably from the collegiate part. Go that way right there, and then just altered colors here. I don't get why everything's going black when it should be blue, but getting kind of irritated with that. Well, that kind of looks pretty fucked up, but hey. Alright, that's done. Now, team uniform. First thing that's gotta go is that bright ass red jersey. Edit the jersey. Logo. The chest, of course, is going to be the primary logo. Like I said, the shoulders are going to be this logo. I do like having the numbers on the helmet. It does help identify the player when they score. As far as this goes, jersey style, I'm going to change it to this. No, I'll leave it as is. Logo. Regarding the skate equipment, decal I am going to use the Hartford Whalers logo number. Of course, the number's going to be on the. It should be green. If it is not, I will change it. Let's look here. What would the alternatives look like? They look like the away jerseys for this. I will definitely switch it up. Jersey colors gotta be changed. I'm gonna change the white to blue and the blue to white. Okay, that didn't turn out at all. I'm a little confused on the stitching here. There we go. Excuse me for a second. We've had a weird year this year. Logo. That'll be the logo. I'll figure out the numbers eventually. If not, I'll just leave them. I mean, I'm not particularly picky on the back of the jersey. You can still see it clearly with the black. Most people ask me Carolina to move Carolina rather to move other people. They are currently last place in the league. I am a hardcore Predators fan, but that is probably the reason why I'm moving them. Two-tones, but too much green can be a bad thing. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do seat heaven 2. We'll give you 2 options for seats. That's done. So this. All I'm left with the board glass. I'll leave that the way it is. Logo is fine unless you set it ice. Line, if they have a Whalers, I will do it. If not, I'll just leave it. Because right now that's Flyers. Ducks, Leaves. That looks like the King's logo. Stars. Predators. Jets. Bruins. Oilers. That's probably the Kitchener Rangers. I mean, I'd have anything. Yeah, I'll just do the classic one, that with the circle. Like that a little bit better. It makes the ice pop more. Reservation. Presentation. None of the props. No props. Station effects. Station effects. I would do probably bounce or blink. Probably blink. Blink will pop more. The green and blue. Let me look. Nah. Blink is better. First off, if I do have a signature effect, I am going to want it to be either green or blue. Probably green as a primary color. I know they have the that's kind of cool. I'll use that. As far as goalie effects, I'm going to use the fast stroke. And I'm going to go ahead and make it green or white. Yeah, I'll make it white. As far as the effect goes, if I use a really bright green, it might work with the stroke. Wow, that messes with the eyes a bit. The signature effect will or the station effect will probably be the corner scroll. None actually. Because the gold will be LED. Gold horn. Goal songs, I am partial to the Craft 4000. Alright, that's just goal. Power play songs for this game get kind of iffy. When songs I like to use which used to be what you call it? Entrance theme, Adam Rose from WWE's entrance music. Regarding that, that should be able to preview. I do kind of want to show off a bit here. Actually, that's the first time I saw that they do have the press box up behind the goalie. I've actually never seen that. Where the press box is behind the goalie up there. You can see your American and Canadian flags. The opposing area is okay. Looks like the guy who's in the middle between the two benches will be squished a little bit. It does have a seat for the backup goalie to sit behind to the right there. Come down a bit. Take a look at the tunnel. Alright, and that's complete. So as soon as I complete rehabilitation is $666. or $366,000 that has been completed. Right now the team is hopeful and wants us to win our regular season opener. Discarding that. I am a seller, so what I'm going to do is trade block. Alright, so right now all I'm trading away is that, but I am willing to give away Nicholas Kwan, who is aging. I am gonna look here and see who our oldest guys are. I mean, Johan Francis, I'm not really seeing an upside in him. But I can always cut him or trade him as bait. But with that $3 million contract, no one's really going to use it. So what my best bet is probably, I want to get picked. Look here, my highest trade value. I'd probably have to go front or Nick. Since Front Wilson has a 6-year contract. Somewhat decent than only 32 years old. And I do have to get a contract after this year. My best bet is probably with Dylan Larkin being as upside as he is to trade for that. I want our goalies. Yes, I need a defensive player and a forward, but right now I need draft picks in the current first year. Anything in the first 3 rounds should suffice for what I'm giving up. Regarding that trade, I know it's cheap to do this, but this is how you pick up the most trades. Starting off first. It's kind of like getting rid of everyone who ain't worth jack shit. Who's at a certain age. My humble opinion is here. Or 25 and your top side is a top 2, but you're only at a 69 to 70 overall. I think it's time for you to be gone from at least my franchise. I don't have time for it, nor do I have a need for the time to make those trades. But I will, at that time, take other teams' 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. Kind of like, now here I'm going to take their top 5 picks, which is their 3rd, their 4th, their 5th, and their 6th round pick, along with their 7th. However, in that, I'm looking into the player block here. That could be a move that is upside to it.
getting rid of whole is enough. Is enough. Horn, I just don't see the upside in him. I'm just gonna call him the man without a vowel in his name, at least in his last name. I don't see him having a wonderful upside to my team. And you know, when I sit here and see guys who are 18 years old and 19 years old, yeah, at 16 to 17 years, anywhere below 42, 52, I will trade. But I think my move is in the right wing area. Not Franson, but maybe like Moreno and Matt Callahan. Those guys can probably go. I understand in this Winnipeg would have one too many players, so I'm probably gonna pull the guy without a ball back and pull this trade. Since the trade was accepted, I will pull now to probably Buffalo because I want to pick places where they're rebuilding also to get their middle picks because it is a place where you can kind of pick in the draft a little bit easier, like guys like Callahan who have no upside, Anderson who has no upside left. Anastasio, you're good. Zetterberg, Larkin. Some of these guys I'm probably going to hold on to right before the draft to find out who is a buyer and a seller. I probably will trade one of them right away for a pick, but or at least prospect. I have my decide around my ears. In that I will probably Helm and Green to Buffalo, along with that'll be enough for that. And to Buffalo, I kind of want believe it. Yes, it is Awesome Lansky. Hudson Fashion and William Carrier and Giorgio Esteban. Those will all be moves coming in along with their third round pick from Buffalo. That'll be the move I make. That is if they take it. They do not want Darren Helm. Regarding that, I could get rid of Carrier. That is still a good move. I'm rebuilding my defense. I am rebuilding the team. I'm sorry, I am constantly busy. Regarding another team that is rebuilding, I am gonna look at, okay, they don't have no picks. Their goalie is Mike Smith, he's on the down line. Anthony D'Angelo is an okay defenseman. Jacob Churkrin is an okay defenseman with a huge upside. Anthony Duclair would be an upside pick up along with probably Brandon Berlini, and there's no way I'm eating the contract of Pavel Datsyuk. So that is a move I will make, and in that move we'll go probably Nielsen, Helm, and Ben Smith. And in that I will also give up my 2022 and 2021 second round pick. Actually, only the 2027 second round pick. They want more, but I don't see where it has an upside for me. Maybe also adding my 2022 third round pick if I don't have it. Which I do. Maybe Duclair is a little much. So I should see what is the matters. And I will eat Shane Doan's contract. The contract. Okay. Regarding that, I'm gonna look in here and see. That is a healthy move. Like I said, I am rebuilding and relocating. So with me rebuilding and relocating, I do want to look at what my goalies are, because if I am rebuilding and relocating, I do want to see if, hey, maybe I can get rid of Jimmy Howard. His upside has far gone past what it needs to be. And at this point, a team like maybe the Predators or like the Oilers might end up buyers at this point for that contract. But if I am gonna do that trade, I kind of want what I'm getting back for it. And I'm certainly not gonna get that from probably, maybe even like here. Let's see if this goes. Okay, because that is a huge move that in the long term will help the Red Wings with Peter Mrazek. I will look and see on the trade log, like here's Craig Anderson. Okay, he has a high overall, so if I'm rebuilding, I don't want a high overall goalie, because they can tend to get hot. Maybe in here building, getting a young goalie like Vasilevsky. Let's see what Vasilevsky's overall on the title. Okay, he has a 85. He has a low elite,
which is higher right now than what
any of my other goals are. So the move I'm going to make is this center. And then I'm going to go Thomas Vanek. Okay, so I would have to eat one of Tampa Bay's, like, minor league or their prospects per se. Let's look here and see if they have any prospects on the high end. Let's look at the potential here. The highest potential they have is probably this defensive right here, along with these two defensemen. And then I will probably have to throw them at least a pick, if not more. But if I properly do it, I could, get up to the second round and say, here you go, have it. A second and a third, and say, okay, this is okay.
And that gives me plenty of space for free agency as well, which I'm also going to build and use for trade blocks for the upcoming draft. Now, I see I believe that is Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs isn't really high on my prospect list. He's probably maybe third or fourth. I will give him a contract because he has huge trade potential. Jack Doherty, former University of Wisconsin Badger, played for the Portland Winterhawks and the Western Hockey League in the CHL. I think he has one of the best slap shots I've seen in a while. Him, I could see giving a 3-year deal, maybe get a third or fourth round pick out of. As far as goalies go, they really don't have much on this game for goalies with upside potential, except for maybe this goalie and butterfly goalies are this.
Middle of the road, like maybe James Vasilevsky for 2 years, give him a little bit more money than he wants, just to go, okay, hey, who wants this contract? Justin Kirkland, Predators draft well, so this guy has always been on my radar. What's tremendous upside. The one thing that bothers me when you sign free agents is, like when you go to sign them, if they are, okay, let's say I go to sign, let's just go one of these three. He doesn't move at all, so he's peaked. He's at his max. He moves a little, he's at his max. He moves a little, he's at his max. So, part of it now is going like this. Okay, who else is left? What do you offer at 3 years? You know, in 3 years, are you going to be decent? So I see that as most flat. So now I'm officially a seller. I've moved my premiums. Up and down. Trying to get a set up a team. Should be decent next season if I get the proper tools. It's great. Yeah. I do have to make some offensive moves, and that will come in time. Now, like I said, I am not gonna force my scouts to do anything. I'm just going straight to the trade deadline. Goal ownership use, rebuild. I get that. I really don't care. There's no point in upgrading an arena. That's not going to be there next year. Really, I just don't care about Detroit at this point. Just get me through this year. Okay, 3 of the guys so far has signed. Like I said, I got Jack Doherty, who I think has a huge upside. Okay, he rejected. I'm gonna auto-assign promotion. It's just like I said, I don't give a shit. Mika Paternin, like I said, it says bottom 6 potential, but I believe he's more of a top 9 potential. Okay, kind of figured that was gonna happen because some of these guys say they want to win with their own personalities and shit. Gotta love the clapper, that way I don't gotta get up and turn off lights, I can just keep gaming. So we're still in preseason. The only team I've won against is Buffalo. That's not really all that surprising. In the end, I may make a move to move Mrazek. If I could get a first or second, 2 second round or 3 second round picks. I did lose my home opener. Like I said, I am rebuilding, so that's not really a thing that I worry about too much. Okay. Okay. Regarding this, and right around the All-Star break is probably when I will trade the goalie. scouting wise, I am kind of waiting on the scouting report. Oh, okay. We're winning games? Okay, if I'm rebuilding and still winning, that's a problem. Alright, hold up a minute here. Okay, that's why. My offense is too high. Okay. I can trade Cromwell and be fine. Let's look here. Is there any teams with 2 wins? There we go. And in that, actually, there's a couple good players. Marco Grimaldi. And, Sergei Boykov. Those are 2 that are not really high. I guess I just like them as a fan to watch. They're fun to watch. So what I'll do is I will not take their second round pick. But I will give them 2019. 2020 second round pick and 2022's first round pick. And that will help them in the long run and help me. And if they're willing, I am gladly more than willing to take a 3rd round pick. Since they are selling, but since they don't have one, but they have 2, 4. Okay. And then that means my defense will drop a little bit. I'm not particularly upset about the loss. Getting another first rounders, okay. Justin Aptogator is okay, and I think with Tell needing the help on the side like Brandon Leipzig and a 3rd round or 2nd or 3rd round pick. Okay, so like I said about trading Peter Mrazek. Okay, so as it seems right now, it's not really what am I gonna do? Have a decent goal weight. They've had backup problems for years. And since they're not in my conference nor in my division, getting that around maybe a second instead of round 15 or 14
I do like so what I would do is I will also decide to go on my second round pick from next year's draft, not this year, but the next year's draft. We don't want the contract to get I will go and I do not know who's watching the feed, but thank you for watching. Please comment or subscribe on my feed if you like what you're seeing. If you don't, please make a comment as well. That may be hi. You can say hi. Let me know who you are. If you think I should make a move, make a comment, because I might try and pull that off actually. If you haven't been paying attention and you like Nike, I am moving the Detroit Red Wings to the Hartford, recreating the Whalers with that being so if you are not a Red Wings fan, don't worry, they won't be there.
I did, it should have dropped my offense and never did it. And it didn't, but it dropped my defense. Which means I'm probably, it did also drop my over the last couple of years, Caroline Hurricanes have been drafted. And one of them is here. The other one, really cool. So Z-Call. And then, Hayden Slade. Goes across us as one. And I'm willing to go big to defend, but not big to the point where I risk my entire front. So if I can get my team to big defense, and it might mean, sort of car or Trojan. If that's what they want, I am going to want to pick out of them. For the first regarding that should really help my status as dropping my overall. Okay, it did, but it upped my defense. So I'm about to make a few game moves here. To some it may seem silly. Alright. Alright, Zekov is nowhere near ready. Franzen's at the end of his lifespan. And I think Anthony Mantha should get a shot in the NHL. So Franzen cleared waivers. Hicketts is ready to go up. I think I'll just leave Hicketts in the minors. As far as goalies go, Saros and Vasilevsky. Saros is a decent goalie. He's kind of ready, but kind of not. I think EA really dropped the ball on him. I really do. So, let's see where I am regarding about the trade deadline. Make moves then. To those who are a little confused, um, I mean, I'm even a little confused here on how I'm 11, 12, and 6 in my season with the team that I have. There we go, we're starting to slide a little. Okay, that's about 5 straight, I think. Okay, maybe 6. Alright, so we've yet to win in the month of December. As I say, that will probably beat LA or Anaheim or some huge team that, you know, that is supposedly really good. What? Yep, Anaheim. I knew at the minute it paused during the break that Anaheim had won. Or we had beaten it. A loss to the Hurricanes. Lost to the Lightning. Win against Florida. Not really big problem here. I'm around 500, which isn't a bad place to be. Regarding a few things, like I said, I may become a huge seller at the deadline. I am gonna do another. I am going to edit my trade block. I have no trade. Well, that's probably because I have no one on the block. I am not getting rid of Gustav Nyquist. That's just too much down to pass on. So just Applegator. Yeah, I could get rid of him. Josh Jacobs. That's another one that can go. And then I might as well, if I am going to do a complete rebuild. I am a huge fan of Usasaros. I'm definitely going to use him as you can see, he is a fringe starter, but I'm going to definitely use him as my number one. So future picks. I may draft a goalie in the first round, but I mean, if that's what I'm all giving away, we're above 500, so that's not a top 10 pick I want to move. If I make that move, I want to make it to a team. Yeah, I'm picking in the top 5, but I mean, there may be something else that may cross my way where they offer me like a goalie or something to sweeten the deal. I have seen my fan happiness. That is kind of unconcerning. San Jose with a third round Winnipeg. Now, I mean, if I could edit that third round from this year and just get Vasilevsky to go, they still took that. Okay. I didn't want to give up any picks for this year due to the fact that in the third round, like goalies like Jussi Saros and guys like that, they're one of a kind. And you know, I normally don't draft goalies in the first 2 rounds anyway, or at least in the first round, maybe the third or fourth. But like I said, Saros will be my mainstay as goalie for the future of this team. Dustin Applegate. Alright. As regarding making that move, that is a 2017 pick. Okay. If I do make that move, I do want one thing out of it. It's a joke between me and my friends, and the only reason I'm doing it is because it does make me kind of chuckle a little bit if he is in as far as this. Oleg Yavinko, he is a 6'8" defenseman, and you know, the joke with Russians, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they are, you know, Yavinko, and for a Russian to be 6'7", 6'8", that's kind of tall. So, you know, and he's a top 2 AHL defenseman with several years of experience. So that is something for my minor league club to build on. And they did take that trade, so that gives me another 2nd round pick. And that is also a good thing. I find it comical at best. That is funny. The Washington Capitals were having a horrible year. My minor league club is around 500-ish. I have thought of sending a few of my guys to the minors and calling up the guys that are, you know, low end. You know, my top end guys for the minors, but like I've said, okay, the trade deadline is a week and 2 days away as of this day. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I've already elapsed an hour and a half in this. Alright, let's look here. First up, there should trade block. Let's see who I could put. Okay, Josh Jacobs is still on the trade block. I mean, Tomas Tatar is about midway in his And I was never a fan when I saw him in the minors, so that's part of it. Now, Shane Doan, I'm not gonna get somebody to eat those 2 contracts. Steve Ott, I might. Regarding a few other things, so no one picked up Cowan here. So what I'm gonna do is 2 years, 207, 200 and 150, because I don't see him being right at the value mark that he is. So regarding that, I don't know if he'll take my deal, but I don't know if he wants to sit on the bench the rest of the season. So let's see what happens. Okay, he did take my contract. I understand that my owner is mad at me. I also understand my fans are pissed at me. Alright, so I have enough moves at the deadline. Let's see where I am in the standings. In the standings, I'm definitely out of the playoff race. I'm 24 and 33, of course I'm out of the playoff race. Regarding the entire league, though, we should be around the bottom. Okay, I am gonna go hunt one time. Try it. See if I can pull it off. Since it is the deadline. And I'm only giving up picks for this, but give up San Jose. Actually. Alright, so they're not budging. So I'm probably gonna get stuck with my picks I have now. But I am dead last. So in the Eastern. Come on in! Is it locked?
Episode of Raw, dude. Bailey's the new champ and Jericho broke up.
Saw that coming.
Yeah, we saw that coming like 2 months ago, but I wasn't seeing that coming tonight. It was out of nowhere. Just like an RKO.
Alright, so like I've been saying, I am moving Detroit. We are dead last in the league.
The only guy originally left from the team is Gustav Nyquist.
So you got rid of Larkin, you suck.
And Dylan Larkin.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, everyone else is a hodgepodge from around the NHL. Basically, prospects from around the NHL. I have 4 first-round picks, 6 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, and 4 to 5 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks. So,
how long have you been yapping?
An hour and 28 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's creepy.
Oh.
You opening your shutter turned off my light.
Are you sure it just wasn't TV?
No, it wasn't TD. Anyway, so, like I said, I'm only broadcasting this one because I thought it was funny. I will, depending on how the next couple weeks go in the NHL, I might do a rebuild of the Predators and the Avalanche. Online. As far as being not a Predators fan, please use hashtag #FiredPoley. Yes, I do not like David Poley, who is the current GM for the Predators. I think he's just an absolute moron. The best thing he ever did was fucking find Pekka Rinne in the 7th round.
And you're a shame
As a hockey fan, I'm going to say this. I downside from the Shea Weber trade, except for Montreal leading their division. Now, I understand PK's younger, and you're not eating the $8 million that is Shea Weber's contract compared to the $7 million that is PK Subban. So, I understand it also opened up some cap space, but who gives a shit? Alright, so the season's over. Now I just sit and wait and find out where I draft at and who won the title, who won the championship. Neither one of my teams made the playoffs. Detroit nor Grand Rapids made the playoffs. For that being said, this is the first year in 25 years that the Detroit Red Wings will probably not make the playoffs. With that being said, that's the longest streak in sports history. Behind them are the San Antonio Spurs at 19 years, which is nowhere close, because theirs was just broken recently, if I remember correctly. And then it is the New England Patriots and the Green Bay Packers at 8. Alright, so as you see here, I'm drafting number 1. Nashville's drafting number 2. So I should have snaked Nashville's first round when I had the chance, I guess. With that being said, the move is official. They're no longer the Red Wings. Via retirement, Johan Franz. Thank fucking God. I don't want to eat another year of that $3 million. Alright, we're going in. Let's see what the trade block looks like. Okay, Tatar, Ott, and Jacobson. Okay. Let's see, what's the first draft pick here? Alright, so normally starting off a draft, I look at what I need. Well, in the first round, I already know what I need. I'm okay at center. I'm shoddy at best at defense. So Shusko might be my best option at right wing. I know it would be a bad idea to pass on Nolan Patrick. But Shusko seems... his skills seem high, but the way they draft seems different. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go for Shusko here, which means the Predators are going to draft Nolan Patrick if I cannot get that pick away from them. Nice. Okay, so Tomas Tatar can go. I've been trying to trade him all year. No one wants him. With that being said, I wonder if I give up two of my second round picks, if they'll budge, along with Tomas Tatar. So Tatar's contract's up. So that's potentially problematic. Which means I'm not going to get anybody to bite on that contract. So maybe a 2021 and then that 2019 pick. Okay, cool. I can get Nolan Patrick now and relax a little bit. Because like I said, I am a little bit stacked at center, but it's somewhere you can always improve it. I don't see a goalie in the top 10, otherwise I would draft there. And this is a very deep draft for goalies this year, so I'm just going to sim to my next pick since I got Shusko and them. That is a trade I will take. So the Flyers gave me their first round pick. For my second round pick and I have a thing, I guess. I like Russian defensemen. Like I said, I am a little short in the defense department, but I'm going to take a shot here at a goalie. I really do like Finn goalies. Finn goalies tend to be really good. Okay, the goalie I was going to draft is still there. However, I do kind of want to look and see what the high potential, low potential is. Okay, so I'm going to go here with this I believe that's Swedish defenseman here. He's a top 4. That's actually a good pick there. So I'm going to send to my next pick. Which is in the second round, the 5th pick. As I'm waiting on this to load here. Alright. Alright. Like I did before, I am gonna look. Stand-up goalie isn't really around anymore, but I'm really thin in that department, so I'm gonna wait around and go with the Ukrainian defenseman. who's a top 4. Alright, so it's third round now. I've drafted my personal needs now. I do find it comical at best. These guys are finding, you know, top 2, top 3, top 4 guys, and I'm finding top 5, top 6 guys. If my pick, I do kind of keep an eye on the top tier prospects. Okay, that is a top 9 left wing. I am gonna take a risk at that at best. At worst, that could happen. He actually ends up in my top 9 in this at some point. Probably 3 to 4 seasons down the line, once he's developed. But my next pick and the 90th pick overall will be the American defenseman. Or actually, I'm going to go with the Swiss goalie. And in my 4th round, I'm going to pick up that Russian goalie. And then from there, I'm going to sim it because this is taking too goddamn long. Actually, I'm going to take the Russian right winger, because you never know what you get out of those Russians. You could think they're crap, and next thing you turn around and they're in the NHL. So, sometimes the risk is worth the reward. Yannick Coin. I wonder if it's any relation. He's a defensive defenseman. You never have too many of those. And those are actually hard to find nowadays. Alright, so my 4th, number 12th overall. Like I said, I got a lot of picks in this draft. I mean, I had the 1st and the 2nd overall pick, so... I am going to take that American now. That's a top 6. That's not something I'm going to particularly argue about. Sim the next user pick. Okay, so that was 4 picks later. I'm not going to argue this at all. I mean, you can't be disappointed. When you're in a draft and you're looking for players and you find a starter in the 4th round, you really can't be mad at it. So, I mean, I particularly do draft well. I don't draft from one specific area or 2 specific areas. However, now I'm sitting the rest of the draft due to the fact that I do not have time to sit here the rest of the night doing this. So, from that, I'm going to see what I picked up after all of that. like I said, it is a rebuilding year, but a trophy I'm going after is to rebuild the year before you leave, and then you turn around and win a Stanley Cup the next season. It's a 1-year rebuild relocate trophy. It's extremely hard to get. So I guess for what sake of better terms is, you know, I'm just gonna, alright, let's see what I gotta do here. I mean, like it said, I have a few unrestricted free agents. One of them, yes, I'm gonna sign him. I'm going to release you. Okay, Steve Ott, you're getting released. As much of a Shane Doan fan as I am going to release him. My RFAs, like I said, I do gotta make room for the new guys coming in. So let's go this route. Alright. Offer you a contract. A 3-year deal, 2-way shouldn't be too bad for him. With rebuilding comes low contracts, which is a good thing and a bad thing all at once. I do not particularly a fan of him over there, but goalie, UFA, Edward Peskov. I'm going to release my minor league goalie. Alright, well, I guess the game's a little bit glitchy here because it keeps saying that the contract's not there, but it's there, so I'm going to sim to free agency. Whoever rejected my contract, well, I don't care. I can win without you.
Yeah, I see.
Alright. Ugh. That's annoying me. Alright, so now let's look here. Alright, so at the center position, I am stacked, but I only see getting 1 year out of Datsuk at most, maybe 2. So I offered him a high contract. Probably not gonna take it, but I'm also gonna look while I'm here, see what is out there. Free agent wise, because sometimes you can find gold elsewhere. Because teams don't sign their guys, and then next thing you know, they suck. Alright, so I see this And it almost makes me too happy because some of these guys have tremendous upside and make wonderful trade baits to pick up, you know, big name guys or, you know, starting goalies. Like I said, I am short on the goalie prospects. So I am going to sign 2 of them, maybe all 3 of these fringe starters. Trade one of them at the line at the beginning of the season. But right now I'm going to just go look at my roster and see what I have regarding my players and their contracts. Because some guys I may want to sign before my roster is too full. Alright, so I have 7 contracts open. Now, unsigned. Alright, so off top you should always sign your first round pick in their first year. However, Shusko is nowhere close to being ready. Now, this is my amazing goalie drafting skills. None of my guys are ready. So what do? I go sign free agent. So what I'm gonna do is this. Trade. Alright, so Holmstrom, not a huge fan of. You have looked at for almost 2 seasons now, not a huge fan. You want out of this town quicker than I can blink. Lucas Glendening, you're okay, but you're probably going to want out too. As you can see, there's only one dude with about a $1 million contract. If I could find a trade block with a guy worth it, like Jonas Corpusalo, say that 3 times fucking fast. You can make a move where you take a guy like Hedberg and Holmstrom out. Go into your goalies here. Okay. Maybe you trade these 2 along with Salo. Okay, I made the move. Okay, so Paternon is not really a high trade commodity as I thought it would be. So, maybe this guy, I don't know. I mean, Glendenning's not really a high valued trade commodity. And now that I look at goalies, I go, okay, who can I offer now? These 2 weren't up there, and to trade him away at least one of my potential starting goalies would be disastrous for my future. So, like I said, Okay, so maybe the move that's most beneficial to both. I'm trying to win right now. So now I'm no longer rebuilding, I'm trying to win. Alright, so now I'm looking at opening up cap space. Jordan Carell. Our roster's pick up some guys, yeah. Okay. Hickets can go. The guy without a vowel, as I called him before, he can go. And Paternon can go. Out of that, if I could get a 3rd and 4th round pick, maybe a 5th round out of it, like I said, invest in the future. Well, looky there. I can get that out of it. Now I'm where they were and they are where I am, and that's confusing as fuck. Alright, so looking at this, there's not really much on the offer sheet here. So Hansel, see what they have for goalies. I mean, like I said, I do have 11 offers in. Okay, so here's gonna be my probably big one. After this, I'm just gonna sim. If I lose guys, I lose guys. If I sign guys, I sign guys. I'm not particularly picky. So sim the next season. As you can see, all my stats jumped. So Steve Mason rejected and went to the Wild. Well, don't this suck? Pavel Datsyuk accepted, so that'll help my offense, but my goalies are still... I'll make a move and pick up a goalie, I guess. Alright, so one thing I should do before I go all the way into my next season. At this point, it's be an owner. And I still have all the money left from the year before. So I can upgrade my arena. Upgrade. 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 And I'm gonna build a parking lot here with 5 levels. Spend all my money. 5-star parking. Maximize profitability down the line. I mean, my owner's unhappy with me right now, so I gotta do whatever it takes to kiss his ass and make him money. One thing that will make him money is winning. So as soon as I start playing games, I'm gonna post results of those games, but I will not actually broadcast the games itself. Because, well, that will take forever. And this is really slowing down my internet. So, alright, so I'm now assimilating to the next season. My concessions and everything else are up and running. But that parking lot may take the rest of my off season. And I'm gonna just, I'm gonna let you know what's going on during preseason. I'm not playing in the preseason, but I am gonna let you know what's going on. Jesus Christ. I'm waiting for this to finish, then I'm doing preseason, then I'm gonna drop out, and we're gonna play, and then I'll broadcast the results of that game. I will actually broadcast the results about the trade deadline of this season, the next season, and then I'm gonna, if we make the playoffs, which is highly likely, I will broadcast the entire playoffs. So, I'm just waiting on this to finish up. I do have.
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold's opening up for Metallica in June down in Chicago at Soldier Field, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Doing cool, I think. I'll be there.
You can't pay me enough to go to Soldier Field, even if it's not for football.
I don't care, I'm going. It's fucking Metallica. And I'm also going to try to go see them at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. I'm traveling this summer. Whether it's by myself or with people, I'm traveling.
Okay, so the honor goals is kind of goofy, but who gives a shit? Alright, so I'm going to get to the preseason, because, well, with NHL, they set you up to fail in the preseason. Alright, so regarding that, I do want my team chemistry to mesh. So as I do in every game I play, I set up my rosters to reflect that. Now, why he is there, I do not. But those two, Dale Patrick is not ready. Jakob Trenin is ready. These two could go to the minors, and I will bring up Trenin and Kevin. My right wing, Anthony Mantha, is ready. Defensively, I am really stacked now. I don't know why I did that, but I mean, I've got a really good backup goalie in Saros now for a long period of time. And I've got a good goalie in Korpisalo, who is going to be an elite goaltender down the line at some point. Regarding my NHL defenseman, I should probably see where I'm at as far as my roster space and go pick up at least 80 or 82 to 80 defensemen. Now, that'll be the only thing I pick up if I pick up anything at all. Okay, so I have one roster space open. Don't particularly like that, but what can you say? What can you do sometimes? The other thing I could do is trade for a upward defenseman with all these lovely players I have. Well, let's see. If Chara's still here, I'm gonna make a play for him. That is a move. I made a play for him. It's rejected. Okay. Okay. So Chara was like a quick fix kind of thing to get my defensive stats up, but I mean he's still a big body, has a hell of a slap shot, and
What?
I'm live and I'm saying why I picked up Zdeno Chara.
Oh, you keep looking at me. I thought you were talking to me.
Yeah. So I do have space on my roster for one more call up. So let's look here. So this is, it gets a little tricky here. So with what I just saw, the final moves will be made. Alright. You will go down. Kamenev will go down. So I'm not gonna let guys just sit on their ass. If somebody gets injured, I will call them up. Morale. So So that's completely all set up. That is really high for what I expected for a rebuild year. So my first game is against Ottawa. So I'm gonna do my budget here. Alright. There's no way they're gonna send that. I am gonna send the budget that my GM wants me to be. The promotions, because that's just a pain in the ass. Alright, so we're 1-0. We're 2-0. With Tampa Bay being 0-3, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win this game, just to prove they've got guts. But Buffalo, no. Now Buffalo may be a challenge because I did trade some good guys there. Okay, so one loss is not too bad. But Korpisalo has been injured. If he doesn't come back by home opener, I might have a small issue. Okay. Alright, so guys, I'm going to leave you here. And this is the first game of the year. It's against the Ottawa Senators. As you can see, my offensive overall is 91. My defensive overall is 88. And it's the same for goaltending at 88.